The point is the administration is dead set on maintaining tariffs, which are going to kill my business. If you want to go on the worst roller coaster ride ever, join my business or any other small business in the US right now. 0 out of 10 recommend. For those of you who don't know me, I own a baby product company. I'm a veteran. I'm a mom who invented a baby product. And because I am a very, very small business, US manufacturers don't produce my products. We are too small. It does not make sense for them. They have very, very high expenses. It's not just the cost of labor, it's the cost of their property taxes, their insurance, all the fixed expenses that we have in the US running our businesses. Those are very, very high compared to other countries. It's not just the cost of labor. So for US manufacturers, they need to do bigger production runs so that it covers their costs and that there can still be some profit for both the person making the products and the manufacturers. I have talked to 12 to 14 different factories in the last month, and none of them can do our manufacturing, especially not right now, because we don't have the timeline or the money to start the process. As a recap, we were shipping 2 containers worth of product. April 9th is when it was supposed to ship, and we were not going to make the deadline for the 145% tariff that Trump dropped in our laps. That would have cost us $230,000 when it hit the US soil, which we did not have. So we held our products in China. May 12th, he dropped those tariffs down to 30. We entered into a 90-day agreement with China where tariffs would sit at 30% is what I have to pay when the products come here. China pays 10% when our products go to them. We immediately tried to book a ship to ship our products, and so did everybody else who produces in China. So we couldn't get a ship booked until May 31st. We got 1 container. Our factory repackaged everything and smashed them into boxes that would fit every square inch of the container to get most of it on the boat, which should be leaving tomorrow. The remainder we are sending to a wonderful woman and her sister in South Korea who are starting Busy Baby South Korea, which is very exciting and very cool. And we are shipping some products to Australia so that we can test out Amazon FBA in Amazon Prime in Australia. We did a lot of work in the last month to make this all happen. And we also started production for Q4. We've got 90 days. The only way for us to absorb the 30% tariff is to bundle products together, redo our packaging so that it costs us less at the factory, less cost of packaging, less labor to package the products. We have thought outside the box on a lot of things, and we are going full steam ahead. We are also manufacturing the products at the EU grade of silicone. So in America, Canada, Australia, we use FDA food grade approved silicone. To sell in Europe, it's 1 step higher silicone, which is more expensive. This time we are paying more to do the European silicone because just in case something happens and our products can't come into the US, we will be able to sell in Europe. Thank God we made that decision. On March 28th, when the courts ruled that Trump's tariffs were illegal, he declared the national emergency about fentanyl and then issued these tariffs under that national emergency. However, the tariffs don't address fentanyl in any way. So the judges said this was illegal, tariffs need to go away. Of course, they appealed it right away. And now he's just going to find another way to make the tariffs stay in effect for some other reason. We were excited temporarily about this court ruling, and then of course it was appealed, and now it has to go to the Supreme Court, which we could still have optimism for, because the facts of the matter are Congress is who should be running tariffs, not the president. Because our administration loves to be dramatic, because our president loves to change things swiftly and drastically, I'm afraid of what's about to happen next. I did say at the beginning of this 90-day pause that I don't believe it's going to be a 90-day pause. And this morning he posted on his own social media that China has somehow broken the agreement. I don't know how. And there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. To me, that means he's going to change the tariffs again, meaning the 90-day pause to keep the tariffs at 30%, which I can kind of plan on, is now completely up in the air, and we have no idea what's going to happen. In the meantime, my product was stranded for 8 weeks. My warehouse is almost empty, and I don't have very much income coming in the meantime. I still have fixed expenses like my insurance, like my lease, electric bill, my employees. I have to continue to pay them, and I have to find a way to do that with very little sales because we're running out of all of our products. And now when our products do get here, mid-July, there might be a 200% tariff. And for me, it's too late. My products are already loaded on the boat. I can't leave them in China and wait until this straightens out. So, not a great tariff update this week. Not great at all. Not a good time to be a small business owner. The people I want to tell you about, the people who it sucks to be a small business owner right now, are people who do manufacture in the US. I have two friends who make skin and hair care products. They make their products in the US. However, the packaging for their products comes from overseas. So they can no longer create their products because they can't get the jars and tubes that it goes in. My very favorite company that I've worked with for 5 years, who does all of our marketing, email and text message marketing for us, I love them. They're like family, and we had to end our contract with them because I can't afford to pay them anymore. I have to cut every expense possible right now. They are an American business that has grown significantly in the last 5 years. I've watched them hire more people, watched them grow. They do amazing work. And I'm sure I am not the only one cutting their services right now. They have nothing to do with manufacturing. They have nothing to do with importing. They support US small businesses, but now they're losing thousands and thousands of dollars of monthly revenue that they plan on because people like me can't afford to pay them anymore. I'm hoping to stay in business. Many companies are just going out of business. And for all the people who want to come after me because I just shouldn't manufacture in China, find me a manufacturer in the US that will do it at a price that makes any sense at all for a business, and I will talk to them. I've talked to many already, and they're wonderful. They're wonderful. It's not because they're jerks. They are businesses, and businesses need to make a profit. So this just sucks, and it's not getting any better. Unfortunately, that is my update for this week.